What if I told you that if you thought outside the box, that you might make a lot of money? Because this is exactly what happened to the stock of Nano Nuclear Energy, whose stock went up almost 600% since the IPO in May of 2024. They thought outside the box. And now, if you think outside the box again with another company called Aduro Clean Technologies, you might again make a lot of money. Nano Nuclear Energy is a very interesting company that solves a very significant problem. But when the company went IPO in May of 2024, not many investors cared about the company, even though it had great technology, great potential, incredible addressable market. Not many investors cared about it because they didn't know about it. The moment they learned about it, they sent the stock price more than 4 times, and the company reached a market cap of close to $1 billion, even though the company didn't generate any revenues yet. So what Nano Nuclear addresses is that now with AI, the world needs a lot of power. AI demands a lot of power. And there has to be a solution for the technology companies to have access to power. So Nano has what they call small modular reactors, SMRs, which are nuclear reactors that can be transported and that can be installed next to the data centers that power AI. And think of it as power generators, okay? So if you are a technology company, Facebook, Google, Amazon, whatever, and you need power to be provided to data centers, wouldn't you be interested in small modular reactors that are nuclear reactors that can independently power your data centers without relying on utilities? Of course. So this nuclear sector right now is very, very hot. But even though the industry is hot, even though many companies in this industry, many companies that are developing small modular reactors are up in their stock price, still Nano Nuclear Energy was very much unknown, like many companies, when it went public in 2024 or May of 2024, until something happened. And that something is called outside the box capital. Nano Nuclear realized that just being on NASDAQ doesn't make you popular, doesn't make you known. And the company decided to hire outside the box capital to bring awareness to the company, to let Nano Nuclear's story to be exposed to the company through various social media outlets. Let me give you an example of some of their investor exposure activity that they did on a YouTube channel called What If, that made a video titled What If You Fell into Jupiter? And within that video, the company had a few minutes exposure about Nano Nuclear.
Entirely. Right now, the biggest obstacle to reaching far-off worlds like Jupiter isn't just the distance, it's the lack of propulsion systems powerful and efficient enough for such long journeys. Current technology simply can't get us there safely. But what if we could harness cutting-edge nuclear technology to change that? Well, lucky for us, one company called Nano Nuclear Energy is already working on a solution. They're redefining what's possible with micronuclear reactors. These are compact power systems that could transform space exploration. Nano Nuclear's reactors, like the Zeus solid-core battery reactor and the Odin low-pressure coolant reactor, are more than really cool names. They're designed to be portable, efficient, and incredibly powerful. Nano Nuclear Space, a subsidiary of Nano Nuclear, is exploring how this cutting-edge technology can play a role in humanity's journey to push beyond low Earth orbit.
So, as you can see, this particular video received almost 500,000 views. And this is just one of the videos that was deployed to give the company exposure. And because of these efforts, combined with the company's execution on the business, you saw the stock price go up almost 600% from the IPO. So now, how does this compare to Aduro Clean Technologies? Well, Aduro Clean Technologies is also thinking outside the box capital. On January 14, 2025, so a day or two ago, the company had a press release. And the second part of the press release, the company is saying, marketing and investor relations agreement with outside the box capital. The company also announces that it has entered into a marketing and consulting agreement with the arm's length marketing firm outside the capital of Oakville, Ontario, to build awareness as the companies to continue to work on delivering key milestones and provide marketing, consulting, and investor relations services, including marketing through outside the box social media channels, online media distribution. Specifically, OTBC will employ various social media platforms, including Reddit, Discord, Telegram, X, former Twitter, StockTwits, YouTube, and Facebook to bring investor awareness to the company. Yes, Aduro Clean Technologies is hiring the same company outside the box capital for its investor awareness campaign that Nano Nuclear did for the company. And as you were able to see, outside the box capital was able to generate incredible investor awareness for Nano Nuclear. And now something similar is about to happen to Aduro Clean Technologies. Now, while there are some similarities, there are also some differences. So, Nano Nuclear, when they went public, it was a straight public offering. Aduro, as you can see from this chart, has been trading for a number of years. But what changed in November of 2024 is that Aduro Clean Technologies uplisted to NASDAQ. Now, as you can see, the stock of Aduro Clean Technologies is up significantly, as I'm showing you from the middle of 2022. But the company is still very much unknown, because up until November 2024, Aduro Clean Technologies was trading on what I call a garage sale exchange, Canadian Securities Exchange. It's a secondary exchange. And it wasn't until November that Aduro Clean Technologies formally uplisted to NASDAQ, which is a real exchange. And Aduro Clean Technologies actually worked with the outside the box capital before. And part of the awareness that the company has right now was caused by hiring this specific company. But when you are trading on a secondary exchange or garage sale type of exchange, the marketing exposure, the marketing dollars don't get you as much of a return because this exchange has so little liquidity that more than half of the people can't even buy the stock, okay? But now this is going to change because now the same marketing efforts, and not just the same, more, because the dollar amount is even more, is going to generate much better return on investment now that Aduro Clean Technologies is trading on NASDAQ. Of course, I can't predict what's going to happen to Aduro's stock price after the investor awareness gets started with outside the box capital, but I can kind of look for clues and get ideas of what can happen. One reason why it worked so well for Nano Nuclear Energy is because Nano Nuclear Energy only has about 37 million shares out there, which is not a lot of shares. If you compare this to Aduro, Aduro has even less number of shares. It has approximately 30 million shares. But what's interesting is that insider ownership is 41%. So really, the shares that are available for purchase or shares that are in the float, we're talking about 15 million shares, okay? 15 million shares right before the company is about to get a real exposure. It's very tight. The share structure is very tight and it could get very interesting. But now, all of these things that I told you about, this is more like, more of a technical analysis, supply versus demand, right? There's only so much supply of shares. Demand should increase, but you should never invest in a company just based on supply and demand. I always believe that you should fundamentally like the company, and then whatever happens to the stock price happens to the stock price. So what Aduro Clean Technology has is they have a technology that are able to recycle plastic. Right now, there is no technology in the world that can successfully and profitably recycle plastic. Can you believe that? And that's why only about 6% of plastic gets recycled. Yeah, it doesn't matter that you put plastic in a recycling bin. It goes to the landfill because there are no technologies out there commercially available right now that can recycle plastic. Well, Aduro's technology can take plastic and then they can take it into the ingredients that plastic was made from. So mostly oil-based products. So then those ingredients can be taken and made more plastic, so plastic circularity, or they can be used to create fuel or whatever. This is like a cure for cancer, okay? And they have more than $10 billion companies that are currently in the engagement program testing this technology, and they're shocked by how well it works, okay? So when you have a company that solves a problem like plastic recycling, and as you know, we're all swimming in plastic, and when people find out that a company like this exists through an exposure, it's not too hard to realize that some of them are going to fall in love with the company and will want to buy the stock, because the current shareholder base, there's somewhat of a cult around this company already. And if you never heard about it, I suggest you watch my video, which is in the description below, that I go more in detail about the company. And you should watch it. Don't buy the stock just because supply and demand is going to be there. the point that I'm trying to make is that when this company gets exposed to a wider audience and when the stock is trading on NASDAQ, I mean, wild things can happen to the stock price. I don't know whether it can double, triple, quadruple, 10x. I would never say that. But the point is, when you expose a company like Aduro to an audience that can fall in love with it and that can buy the stock, and there is only about 15 million shares available, things can get very interesting very fast. So I suggest you pay attention, watch my video, and think outside the box.